let's go ahead and wrap up the users can edit a task user story. Okay, so we're going to make it so that you can edit the task name. All right, if you look at the wireframe designs, which are loading, you can see that the edit is going to be like a little pencil. Okay, and then the idea is that you would click on the pencil and you would get to just type right in. Okay, so that's going to mirror kind of how we did the edit account details section. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go to the profile page to remember how I did that. All right, looks like that's in user details row. And I want to, all right, so we have field, update field. All right, so that looks like the field is going to be like the name, email, username, password portion of things. All right, update field is whether it's going to be a Boolean value, and then we're either going to show the inbox or the text. Okay, so right now we're showing text, and then if I change it, it will show the input. Okay, and then the icon button. Okay, so I'm going to copy this section here, and then I'm going to go to my task box. I'm going to take a look at one. Okay, and I'm going to scroll down. All right, and there is the text. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste this in here, and I'm going to edit. Okay. Okay, so it looks like this text should replace this text. Okay. We need to import. We need to, all right, so we want to import the icons, and those are going to come from user details row. Here we go. So let's add those. All right. We want to import the input, and I think this is just going to be text. All right, so we can get rid of the brackets for that. Okay, let's look at our functions and our states. All right, so I think I'm going to go ahead and copy all of that. I'm going to put it there. I'm going to sometimes it's harder to copy and edit code than it would be if you just type it from the beginning, okay? So let's start with just update field, okay? And we are going to have const task name set task name, use state task dot name. All right, on change, we are going to set task name. Okay. And I'm going to change this from field to update name, set update name, set update name, set update name. Then I'm going to go down here and I'm going to say the value is going to be name, task name. And this is going to be dependent on whether its update name is true or not. This is going to be dependent on update name. And this is going to be dependent on update name. All right, on click check. We don't have that yet. So I think we're going to do update. What is it called? Update task. All right, but that takes parameters. And it's going to be name and then name. Task name. All right, let's give this a try then. All right. Go to my controller, and it looks like we're already console logging the DTO. I'm going to restart my server so that way I can take a look from scratch. Okay, so let's take a look. So we have our edit button, or to click the edit button. When we do, a check appears, so that's good. The value is task, and that looks good. It's a little bit weird looking though. And then we're going to click task, and then let's say new name for task. All right, then we're going to click the check. All right, field name, new name for task, and it looks like it edited. So I'm going to refresh my page. I'm going to look, and new name for task. All right, so we certainly have some things to edit still. Let's look at our wireframe design, right? So we have the little edit symbol, needs to look a little bit better there. And I don't like that the icon button is a different size than this button. Although it does look like they're different sizes there. So we kind of, and then I don't love whatever is happening with this input. It's weird to me. All right, so we're not fully done quite yet. Okay. Okay, so icon button. What if I do size medium? Okay, well now that's the same size, so I like that better. All right, let's go and look at what's supposed to happen. All right, so we need a reset update name. Back to false. So I click the check and we go back to false. Okay. So now I'm going to take the I'm going to add flex equals 1 here too. Okay, that looks a little bit better. All right, I'm going to add a gap. Let's try 5. All right, that already looks a little better. I'm going to try 4 though, because it looks like the padding's 4. Okay, so let me look. Okay. I'm going to get rid of the height. Now I'm going to see what the height of this button is. try to match it. The button is 40, that's 40. Okay, so they're all the same height. I wonder with the, it looks to me like with the border, it's bigger though. So let me, height, let's go 38. That looks better to me. I'm very confused by this on hover. I'm gonna go look at the account details page. See, that doesn't look like it's, I mean, I guess it's doing something. Okay, we're gonna get there. All right. Does it have to do with the border top at all? Interesting. That is very interesting. So it looks like the border top of the box above it is doing something weird. I'm curious if we put it in a box inside itself, if that will help. All right, that does help. Okay, but now some of our issues popped back. So I'm going to make box flex one. All right, that does seem to fix that. I'm going to take flex one out of there. I'm going to say new name for task 2. All right, that looks good. New name for task 3. All right, now let's go ahead and refresh, make sure everything looks good. Let's mark this as in to do. I'm clicking on the wrong one. Right here. All right, let's mark it as in progress. All right. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I want to see how big the in progress button is width-wise, because I want that button to always be that size. So I think I'm going to say the width should be 118 pixels for my button. All right, perfect. So now if I click, okay, it doesn't change my size, which is nice. I still don't like this bug that it's like flips around when it moves. So I think we're gonna have to look into that at a certain point, but that is okay. And yeah, I think it looks good. Nice. All right, so we have made our tasks editable, which is pretty cool. We can edit the status of the task, and we can also edit the name of the task. All right, so we are going to clear up some of our console logs here. All right, go ahead and clear that. and clear that. All right, now we need to make sure we have validation, okay? Because I need a name. So if I try to edit this and I get rid of the task, and then I click check, it's gonna say there's an error updating your task. Please try again, but that is the back end doing that. Okay, so we want the front end to stop it from going to the back end. Okay, so I'm going to return here and I'm gonna look at how I did it here. So I have it showing a toast, but it's not from the back end. Okay, so I'm going to go take a look and see how we're validating. All right, it looks like we're saying if the value state is blank, then we're just going to show an error, okay? And all right, so then we can go back to our task box and we're going to say if name is blank, task name is blank, then we're going to error our toast. And then I'm going to say that we're going to set task name back to task.name. Okay. I also am going to want to go change that on my user details row and then return. Okay. So let's try that now. So I go to edit my task name. I delete the whole thing. I press check and it says please enter a valid value. And because we are only editing the task name, we can go ahead and say, please enter a valid task name. So now that I did that, I'm gonna go ahead and play around with my user details row too. Because if you see, I'm passing in username, I'm trying to find, so I have field, so that's going to be equal to this. Then I have value state. So value. Okay. So that's what we're setting this originally to. So we're saying if invalid email, then we're going to set value state back to value. And then we're going to do that as well here. So let's give that a try. So if I delete this and then I go to hit check, it's going to set it back to Callie Stowe's cup and tell me to enter a valid value field. Perfect. So if I do this, check, perfect. If I do this, check, perfect, perfect. Okay. What happens if I do the password? Interesting. Now I'm gonna log out and see if it'll let me log back in. Ah! All right, so that is, so for password, we can't do that because it's putting in the, it's putting in the, like the hashed, I'm guessing it's putting in the hashed password and then it's hashing that password, which is curious. Okay, so now I'm even more curious, so I want to investigate this. So I want to do console.log value and see what we do. So let's go ahead and reset my password. Okay. I'm gonna check my mail. Submit. All right, so then let's now log in. Submit. Let's go to account details. All right, so yeah, I'm just putting this as a bunch of asterisks. So that's the value that's in here. So if I enter something, if I enter blank, right? Like, and then I go to enter check, it's gonna error, but then it's filling this with the asterisks, and then that becomes my password. So then I would say if field is not equal to password. All right, so now let's try that. I'm gonna refresh my page. Okay, so I go to enter it, I enter nothing. Nope. What is my field? Is this supposed to be, yeah, capital P. All right, so I get rid of it, hit click. All right, so now it's gonna make me, but if I get rid of this and then hit click, right? So now I have to enter a password and I have to know what my password would be, or I can navigate away and it won't do anything. All right, perfect. I can go ahead and close this. All right, and I will see you guys in the next video. Oh, should we mark our things off? Might as well. All right, perfect. And I can move that task to done. We'll move on to another user story when we come back.